Okay. Days left. We have 30 days left in the school year. That's including Saturdays and Sundays and holidays. However, there are 16 more Zoom days. That also includes that last week because some of your teachers are most likely going to still have class on that last week. However, I am not. Ooh, I made a mistake. This should be a line. We don't have school on that day. Where's my notebook? I messed up, man. And I already messed up on the PBISs. That makes me mad. I hate having to like white out stuff. All right. Um, Looking at the agenda, today we're going to finish up our notebook. You are going to have 2 days of practice tests for your test. Oh, thank you. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter's so much fun. I have a whole bunch of little clips, and so yeah, I have like a whole bunch of little everythings. So, um, but we're going to do practice tests. The reason why we're doing so many is because I really want you guys ready for this test because this test is worth, you have only two tests and both of them together are worth 20% of your grade. So it will impact your grade a lot. And I want you guys to be ready for them because you cannot retake them. So with these two practice tests, you guys should be, and we'll review the final before you take the final. You should be very prepared for both of those tests. You guys will be able to choose if you want to take your test on Monday or Tuesday. The day that you don't take that test will just be a makeup day. So I will be here for both days. You just have to tell me, yes, I will be taking it on Monday, or I'll be taking it on Tuesday when you guys come into class that day. Um, Honestly, I want to say that you guys should be keeping your iPads, but I don't know. They haven't told us. Someone's asking if I know when you guys will be training in books and iPads. They haven't told us anything. But I would say you guys should be keeping these iPads because then they would have to like clean them up and do all this stuff. So I want to say you're keeping them. I know Desert Sands, whatever device those kids got, they're keeping it for basically like until high school and until they graduate, or until they die. So I don't know. Like I know when I picked up my daughter's Chromebook when she switched over to hybrid, they told her like this is your your iPad, your laptop until senior year, and she's in sixth grade. So I don't know how it's gonna work for you guys. Um, But I once I find out, if I get an email, I will definitely tell you guys. So I will actually send an email. I need to write myself a note. Email. Where's my agenda? I will write that down. To do. Email Miss Flanagan. All right. I'll find out for you guys and hopefully she responds to me soon. Um all right, what else? Remember that last week of school is basically once you've taken your final, you'll start your final on Tuesday. I will open up the test during my tutoring session. You do not need to be here during tutoring in order to take that final or like continue it. I will just send out an email to all of you guys on Google Classroom saying, "Hey, your final is open for the next hour. At 1 o'clock, I will close it up again. You guys can come into Zoom if you want. You don't have to. And then if you finish it on Tuesday, then you don't have to come back unless you guys want to work on missing assignments. All you'll have is exit tickets from Thursday and on. So you do not need to come to Zoom. You just have to do the tutoring times. So it'll be up to you guys what you guys want to do. But if you don't finish it on Tuesday, then obviously you have all of Thursday to work on it as well. Um, and I want to say that's it. Don't forget the 28th, we don't have school, and the 30th, we don't have school. So, um, I need to fix that. And it was so pretty too, and now I need to like mutilate it so it says, you know, exit no school. Granted, I'd rather it say no school than it being a school day. Oh, so we get a 4-day weekend. Woo, that's nice. So, yay to that. Um, so I'll fix that, and you guys should have that by tomorrow or later today. Today we're gonna do our notebook. On You'll also have a homework assignment that's exactly like what we do today in our notebook. um, so, and then your progress report, I'll have that up for you guys sometime later today because it will take us almost a whole period to go through what our notebook is going to be about. So let's click on our notebook. Hey, Maddie, we're about to start our notebook. So click on the notebook. Make sure to log in. If you don't log in, make sure to type in your name the way you guys did yesterday so that you can continue it. You guys should have certain stickers. So you should have this sticker right here, the same sticker here, and then you should have multiple stickers here. So you should have those 3 thumbs ups. And if you did the reflection down here at the bottom, you should have the stars as well. If you don't have the stars on this one, it means that you didn't do your reflection. So make sure you do those reflections. If you don't do the reflections, then you guys miss out on 5 points when you guys turn in your notebook. And again, guys, because someone was asking in first period, don't forget your notes are on the first day of papers. Thank you, Melissa. Um, so if you guys want to ever follow along with me, or if you guys weren't here on a day and you guys, want to look at the PowerPoint, you guys can click on that and it'll open up the notes for the day. So you guys can always look at it that way as well. All right. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing page 4. Please notice these are green boxes. So green boxes means that you need to type in your answers so that you guys can see the points come up. What you're going to be dragging are these pieces down here at the bottom. These right here are all of the work. So all you're going to do at the end is once all these pieces are done, you'll have enough space to put these in order down here at the bottom. And I'll show you guys that. At the end, I'm going to have you guys, and this is not in the right spot, by the way. So I'm just going to put it right there. I guess I forgot to drag it down. It really wasn't in the right spot. At the end, I'm going to have you guys do this on your own. You don't have to stay in Zoom if you don't want to. But you guys will be doing this on your own, and your homework will be identical to this as well. And then the last page is just to help you guys out to be able to tell, is it linear? Is it exponential? Linears have a rate of change. Exponential has a constant multiplier. So linear functions will be adding and subtracting patterns. Exponential is going to be multiplying and dividing patterns. And then this is just kind of like a cheat sheet or a reference sheet whenever you guys are doing today's assignment or your practice tests or your actual tests. I would strongly recommend look at this page and it will really help you guys out. We'll end up using it a little bit today as well. So give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready on page 4 and we will get started. You will need a calculator, by the way. So please make sure to have a calculator nearby. And make sure that if you're using your phone, tilt it sideways so that you guys can see this piece as well. So this should look just like your phone. Your mind is, you mean this? All right. So let's get started. So I know for you guys, seeing a whole bunch of words, it normally freaks you guys out, and you're like, oh my God, no, I hate word problems. But this one is not that bad. We will go through, the whole thing, step by step. I'll ask you guys, like, how do you guys feel? And trust me, we're repeating ourselves over and over and over again that by the end, you'll be like, oh, this isn't actually that bad. So you'll feel comfortable by the end. All right. So, I would suggest as we're doing these that, um, hold on. What I would suggest is as we're going and doing the answers here, come over here and then type in the answers as we're doing them. That's what I'm going to be doing with you guys. Hey, Emmanuel, can you put your birthday in the chat, please? Um, and yeah, we're just going to be going back and forth that way. All the work that you're going to see here in the corner is what you guys will see down here. And again, you guys just need to leave it here. You're not actually doing anything with them. You're just going to put them in order once you have the space. And thank you, Emmanuel. I got your birthday. Thank you. Oops, just kidding. So, oh, it's okay. Thank you. All right. So Melanie, Luis, George, and Cassie were all hired for spring break by a company that uses functions to determine how much each employee gets paid each day. So is that important? It's just telling me like, hey, this company is hiring a bunch of kids during spring break, but they're weird and they're using functions to determine what they're getting paid each day. Okay. I kind of what is like companies use because they use like each teacher doesn't get paid the same, but we get paid the same based on how much education we get and how many years we've been teaching. So kind of what companies do, but not to like this extent. They will work Monday through Friday and get paid each day according to their function shown in the table below. Monday's pay will be the value of t equals 0. Tuesdays will be t equals 1, etc. So does this paragraph up here tell us anything? Not really. It just lets us know what the story is behind this, and that's it. So do I really care about any of this stuff? Not really. All we're going to really care about is what we're going to put inside these boxes. So we're going to take this 0 and we're going to plug it into our exponent and solve all the way across. So we're going to take this 0 and we're going to plug it into t. I, again, am going to do all the work here in the corner. Do all of your guys' work is down here. You do not need to do that work up here because you won't have space. So that's why I took screenshots and I put it for you guys. So t to the 0 looks like this. And if we remember from yesterday, if I go to page 2, I wrote down and your sticker's kind of in the way. Anything to the 0 power will give me 1. So 1/2 to the 0 was 1. So that means here, 2 to the 0 will also be 1. So it's just something you guys need to memorize, that any number to the 0 power is always going to give me 1. It is just the way it is. Then solve this. 2 times 1, 2. So we're going to type in a 2 there. So go into your notebook, type in a 2. And you should see that it should give you guys a point. So thumbs up, we understand what we're doing. All we're doing is just typing in our numbers, and we're going to go step by step by step by step. Okay, awesome. So we're going to do the same thing, same equation, only this time instead of a 0, we're going to plug in a 1. So 2 to the 1. This just means I have 1, 2. So I'm just going to write the 2. And then 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to type in a 4 right there. So here, 4. I get another point. Let's try this again. Now our exponent is going to be 2. What does the exponent mean? That I have 2 of them. So I have 2 times 2. 2 times 2 gives me a 4. 2 times 4, 8. Hey, Manuel, can you give me your birthday again, please? So I'm going to type in an 8 right there. And then I'm going to write 8 right there. So far, are we good? Are we bad? Emmanuel, can I have your birthday again, please? Anything in between? How are we feeling? All right, so far you guys say we're good. All right. One more time, or 2 more times. We're going to put in a 3 in for our t. So it looks like this. What does the 3 mean? I have 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. Thank you. And then 4 times 2, 8. 2 times 8, 16. So come back here, type in the 16. Does anyone see a pattern by chance? Can anyone figure out what Friday will be for me? What do you guys think Friday is going to be? $32. A lot. Oh, I'm getting a whole bunch. So someone's saying it doubles. So yeah, if we remember what this number does to our equation, this is telling me I'm multiplying by 2. So times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. So 16 times 2, it should be 32. So let's see what happens. So 2 to the 4th power. That means I have 2 times 2 times 2. Times 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 16, 32. So you're right. So come back here, type in a 32. How do you think I'm going to get the weekly total? Can anyone let me know? What do you think? How do I figure out how much money Melanie makes that whole week if she made this every day? Add them. Yeah, that one's easy. So I'm going to add each day. So I'm going to add them all up. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. gives me 62. So Melanie made $62 for that whole week, which, I mean, that kind of sucks depending on how many hours she worked. But if it was just like 1 hour a week, that's not bad. So now we're done with this one. And we're going to switch over to Louise. So Louise's is going to look a little bit different because our equation is different. So we're going to take this 0 and we're going to plug it into T. 9 times 0. That one's easy. 9 times 0 gives me 0. 0 plus 2, 2. So I'm going to type in a 2 right there, which means type in a 2 there. I'm going to take this 1 and I'm going to plug it into my T. So 9 times 1. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So I'm going to type in 11 right here. Next one, 9. I'm going to plug in that 2. So I'm going to do 9 times 2. 9 times 2 gives me 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. How are we feeling so far on this one? Thumbs up if we're good. Clap if we're bad. Anything in between. So I feel some in-betweens and some thumbs up. Okay. If there's something specific that you're not getting, guys, please put it in chat. If it's just, I just need that practice, like I'm kind of getting it, then that's totally fine. But if there's something specific that you're not getting, let me know in chat. Again, it's all private. I'm not going to call your name out, to let me know what is confusing you. Let's do one more. I'm going to plug in that 3 into 9. So I'm multiplying 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Add 2 to 27 and it gives me 29. Can you guys figure out what Friday is going to be? What do you guys think Friday is going to be? So I get people telling me 38. So let's see if that's true. So let's switch. Let's do 4. 4 goes into there. So you said 38. So 9 times 7 is 36. 36 plus 2, 38. You guys are right. If you guys didn't see the pattern, this was adding 9 each time. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 9 is 20. 20 plus 9 is 29. And 29 plus 9 is 38. I want the weekly goal. So I'm going to add up all my numbers. If I add up all my numbers, guys, can someone tell me what my total is going to be? Yeah, it's going to give me 100. So let me, I'm behind. 29, 38, and 100. All right, we're back to exponents. So we're back to multiplying. We're going to do t to the, t is going to be 0. Can anyone remember what's 3 to the 0? What's any number to the 0 power? What does that give me? Ah, thank you guys. So a lot of you guys are remembering any number to the 0 power is always going to give me 1. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to type in 1. Always remember, any number, it does not matter what the number is. If it's a fraction, a decimal, a whole number, a billion, it's always going to give me 1. Negatives, if I had a negative here, it would still be 1. But if I had a negative outside, then this would be a -1. Do you have to worry about the negatives in this year? No. We're not dealing with any negatives this year. You'll deal with them next year, but that's for future you to worry about. You don't have to worry about it this year. All right, let's plug in a 1. Oh, where is it? There it goes. Sorry, I couldn't find the T. So I have 3 to the 1. That means I only have 1 3. So I'm going to have just 3. Oh no. Hey, Daniel L., can you give me your birthday, please? Did we put that in? No, we didn't. Thank you. Nope. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. All right. Let's do 2. 3 squared. Oh, by the way, we're doing week 8 notebook. We're on page 4. This is our first page, but we've just been working slowly through these. All the answers that you see there are still right here. And then don't worry about anything on the bottom yet. We haven't touched that. So you don't have to touch anything. You're just typing in all the answers. Do not write it. Type it in or else you won't get any points. And all we're doing is just solving these. We're plugging in this number into our equation. So for instance, this one, 3 squared. The squared means I have 2 of these. So 3 times 3. 3 times 3 gives me 9. Thank you, Manny. So my answer right here is 9. So we're going to go here and type in 9. We're going to do the 3 next. So wee. And I'm going to do 3 to the 3rd power. That means I have 1, 2, and 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. So right here, I'm going to type in 27. Try Friday on your own, guys. What would you get? And can you figure out the pattern? Ah, thank you. So a lot of you guys are telling me it's going to be 81. And you're telling me that we're multiplying by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. So 27 times 3 should be 81. So let's see. 3 to the 4th power gives me 81. You guys were right. And then what's my total going to be? And yeah, my total is 121. So I'm going to go here, type in 81, and then 121. Perfect. Now, the next one might seem scary because you're like, oh, wait a second, there's a fraction. Uh-oh, I don't like fractions. But it's not that scary. And we're going to change this 1/2 to the decimal version, which is 0.5. So we're not going to use 1/2, we're going to use 0.5 instead. All right, so let's plug in the 0. If I plug in 0, 1/2 to the 0 power is going to give me what? Can you guys tell me in chat? What is that going to give you guys? You guys should all know that answer. Every single one of you guys should tell me what it is. And yeah, all of you guys, super smart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is going to give me a 1. And then 60 times 1, that's just going to be 60. So I'm just going to plug in that 60. So here, I'm going to type in 60. The next one's not that bad either. I have 60 to the 1, 60 times 1/2 to the 1 power. I am going to use my calculator because I don't want to have to deal with fractions. So I have, oops, I'm going to put it like that. So I have 60 times 0.5, and that's going to give me 30. 0.5 multiplying by 0.5 is the same thing as dividing by 2. So just so you guys know. So I'm going to put in 30. So this should be 30. Again, is it okay for us to use a calculator? Please use a calculator. So let's do 2. Oops. So we're going to plug in that 2. So let me grab my calculator again. And this is what I want you guys to do. In order to do this equation, you're going to take whatever whatever this number is in the bottom. So 0.5. And then there's a box that you guys are going to click on your calculator. And it looks like this, x to the y. And then whatever this number is, you're going to type that in. So we're going to type in a 2 because we're looking for 2. So what does that look like in a calculator? It looks like this. So if you have this calculator, I would put in 0.5 because that's what this is telling me. If it was 3, then I would have put in a 3. I'm going to find this button that says x to the y, which is right here, x to the y. And then I'm going to put in my exponent, which is a 2. Hit equals, and we see that it's 0.25. So 60 times 0.25. We're going to multiply 0.25 times 60, hit enter, and it tells me it's 15. All right. Are we okay with that? Thumbs up. We're okay with that. Clap. No, I have no idea what you did. Anything in between of, okay, I just need to see you do that a few more times. All right. So, and that's kind of what I figured. So again, what did I do? I did the 0.5. Yes. So remember when we were looking, let's look at page 6. Ooh. When we look at page 6, and I'm going to zoom in so that you guys can see, when we're dealing with exponents, if we have a whole number, we're multiplying. Multiply by 2, by 2. But when we have a fraction, we're actually dividing by that number on the bottom. So 8 divided by 4, 2. 2 divided by 4 is 1/4. So because we're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So sorry. I was like, I feel the sneeze coming. So we're going to be getting smaller. So that's what we're looking for. If our numbers are getting bigger and this is a fraction, then we know something is wrong and we're not doing it right. So let's do one more. Oh, we'll be doing it twice more. So again, we have that fraction. We know that 1/2 is 0.5. And then we're going to click on that x to the y. And then instead of a 2, we're going to plug in a 3 because that's our exponent this time. So we should write 0.125. And then that we're going to multiply it by 60. So we get 7.5. Now, I want to see if anyone can remember, like, figure it out. Why did I write 7.50 instead of 7.5? What are all these numbers representing? I'm going to give it a second to see. So all these numbers represent money. So do we ever write money like this and put, oh, I have $7.5? No. We always write money with 2 decimal spaces. So if you guys go here and you go back to page 4, or you were there the entire time, and you try, oh, oops, I forgot to put 15. And you try to put 0.75 and you hit over, it is going to mark it red. Why? Because we don't talk about money this way. We have to add that extra 0. So make sure that you guys put 7.50. And on your test, when you guys are doing this, that anytime that you guys have decimals, which since we're dividing, this row is always going to have at least 1 decimal. You have to have 2 decimal spaces. And yes, is your test going to look like this? Almost identical, just different numbers. But the format of all of this is identical. It'll be 0 through 4. You'll have your weekly. You'll have, like, your equations will be similar to these. The questions will be similar, just different names, different numbers. All right, let's do the next one. Oops. You didn't see anything. All right, try the next one. What am I going to get right here? Try 5. Yes, I'll show you pages 1, 2, 3 once we're done with this page before I let you guys go. So what is it going to be? So I'm going to click on 0.5. I'm going to click on that X to the Y, and this time it's 4. Hit enter. It's 0.0625. Multiply that by 60, and my answer is 3.75. Add up all those numbers, and your answer is 116.25. Now, when you guys put in like 3.75, notice how it kind of moves down. How can you do that without a calculator? Okay, you can. Remember we did that yesterday? Down here, it's the same thing. So you would have 1/2. This is to the 4th. So you would have 1 over 16. And then that's just dividing it by the whole number. So this question is identical to what we're doing on this page right here. So all you would have to do, whatever number you get to the bottom. So this one says 2 to the 4th. So I wrote down, 1/2 4 times. But we're just multiplying. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And then I took that 16 and divided it by 80. So I got my answer was 5. So the same thing. You would do, if it was just 2, it would be 2 times 2 is 4. Divide that by whatever the number was. So that's one way of doing it without a calculator. Now, notice how this number is kind of like off. You can leave it like that, that's fine. Or if you go to your options up here at the top, there's a T with a minus symbol. You can click on that and it'll make your text smaller. So you can make it smaller. So like 116 points, what was it, 25? 25? See again, that 5 is off. It's fine if you leave it like that. I just want it to look nicer. All right, give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready to move on. Clap if you guys need more time. All right. We are now going to look at the questions that are on the bottom. The only thing that we'll be moving are these pieces right here. And then once we move those pieces, we can move these pieces into the correct spots. So question 1 says, which employee gets paid the most on Monday? So let's look at Monday. I'm going to circle them all because that's what we're going to be talking about. So they want to know the person's name and then how much do they make on that Monday. So can anyone let me know, looking at these numbers, who made the most money and how much did she get paid? And I kind of already told you the answer. So yeah, everyone's telling me, oh, well, look, Cassie, she made 60. So yeah, it's going to be her. And how much did she make? She made 60. So a proper sentence to use would look like this. And yes, keep in mind this is basically a sentence frame. Yes, you would be using these on your practice test and on your actual test. So these are sentence frames. The only thing that would be changing is obviously like the names and the numbers. But this would be a sentence frame that you guys can use, and you guys can use this on your homework for today, because again, your homework will look identical to this. You're just not moving any pieces. You're gonna have to type it up. So the employee that makes the most on Monday is Cassie, and she makes $60. Any questions on that one, or thumbs up, we're good. So clap if you're not good with that answer, or thumbs up if you are good. Okay. B. Oh, I didn't move it. So I'm looking for this one, the one that says Monday. So I'm gonna move that up. So B, let me erase everything. Which employees' pay increases at a constant rate? So maybe you forgot what constant rate means. I would come to slide 6 in your notebook and look for one that's telling you a constant rate. So it increases at a constant rate. We kind of talked about this earlier while we were taking notes. Who has a constant rate? So again, look on page 6. Which one's talking about rate? I like how it's a question. Yes, Luis is the only one that's a linear function. So constant rate is another way of saying rate of change. This is a multiplier. So we're not multiplying. Constant rate means like piece by piece. So this would be what we're looking for. So the only one that had a linear function was Luis. So my sentence should look like this. The employee whose pay increases at a constant rate is Luis because it is a linear function. And again, yes, your sentence should look like this. Let me go back to page 4 and let me find that one right there. There we go. So the employees The employee whose pay increases at a constant rate is Luis because it's a linear function. And again, it's the only one that does not have an exponent. So that's the one that you're looking for a constant rate. So stuff like that, if you guys need to write yourself like a little note, you guys can always put a text box and write yourself, look for the one with no exponents. You guys can do stuff like that. Because again, you guys can use your notebook on your test and quizzes. So anything you guys need, like, to write down, by all means, please do so. All right, thumbs up if you guys are ready to move on. Clap if you guys need more time. Awesome, awesome. Let's move on. So C says, which employee would give up the least amount of money by not working on Friday? So we're looking at all the people working on Friday. And then how much money would that person, make on Friday? So who can take the day off and be like, it's not that big of a deal? So looking at these, I'm looking for the one that has the least amount of money, which would be Cassie. Because she makes 32, 38, 81. Man, George doesn't want to take that day off. That's his moneymaker day. But Cassie, on the other hand, she makes less than $4. So she would probably be the one to say, like, I'm gonna take the day off. So the employee who would make the least on Friday is Cassie. She makes $3.75 on that day. So I'm going to go here and find the one that talks about that, which means, again, process of elimination. That's going to be my answer, but we'll talk about it here in a second. So and then let me clean that up. So one of the employees sees the 60 in their function and thinks they will get the highest total pay for the week. Is that person correct? And then how do you know? So is a person correct? Find the equation that has a 60 in it. Is that person correct? And how do you know? So who's the one that has the 60 in their equation? And does that person make the most money? So I'm getting, not correct. Ooh, I'm even getting like who actually is getting the most. So it'll look something like this. The one who has a 60 is Cassie. Does she make the most money? No, she doesn't. How do we know? We know because George makes more money than she does. So the employee is not correct because she makes $116.25 for the week, and that's not the highest. George makes the most, but Luis and Melanie make less than Cassie. So do you have to add this last piece? No, not really. So when you guys are taking your test, at the very least, I need to see who actually makes the most. So again, if you guys want to write yourself a little note, you guys can do that. You don't have to add who makes less, but at the very least, you need to tell me who makes more, or one or the other. Actually, no, you just need to tell me who makes more. So write down who makes more, and you don't have to tell me who makes less. And that's there. What are you doing with these pieces right here? We're going to put them in order. So this one was first because only the first bar is done. The one that has 2 bars is next, 3 bars is next, 4 bars is next. Okay. What you guys are going to do, and let me zoom out so that you guys can take a screenshot of that. I'm not going to let you guys take a screenshot on the bottom because that should be obvious. But what you guys are going to do next, you do not need to stay in Zoom. You guys can do this outside of Zoom. I want you guys to work on slide 5 on your own. This is your turn. Again, there's nothing needs to be done on 6. Once you're done on page 5, you guys can turn in your notebook. And then don't forget, you do have this homework assignment right here, which is 21. If I click on that, it is identical to what we just did. So doc 5. So this homework 19, I titled it Money, Money, Money. Only now you're typing in your answers. So I want you guys to practice typing in those answers. So once you're done with slide 5, you guys are all set. Let me open up your exit ticket. If it's not open yet, let me double check. Yeah, it's open. And then your PBI, the exit ticket for tomorrow will be open around noon. So right before noon. So make sure that you guys do this before, like, today. Don't wait till tomorrow to do that. You guys can do that today. But other than that, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please let me know. But don't forget to do that exit ticket. Remember, you still need to do this. All the answers are down here at the bottom, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Except that you need to put these in the correct spot. But if you guys look at, the notes, you guys can do that. But other than that, yeah, I'll show you guys pages 1, 2, and 3 for those of you guys who weren't here yesterday. But you guys are free to go. Have a good day, guys. Isaac, let me know with a thumbs up when you're ready for the next page. Awesome. That's page 2. Bye. And then that is page 3. Have a good day, guys. No problem. Bye, guys.